4-0 once. No, wider and wider. Game. Catch me if you can. Wow. His physical condition right now. Reason you see players like Satyen Gyanshakaran and Alexandre Robineau from France against Liang Jingquin. He also was holding his lower back quite a bit, trying to get back in shape for this match. Well, actually, it was supposed to be for Timo Boll, but Timo Boll had to pull out of the tournament due to neck injury. 30 years old, Zhang Jike, world rank number 102 currently. He's been out of the game for some time. Round of 32 exits in the last 3 tournaments we have from him here, starting with the German Open at the end of last year. I'm guessing attention of the sport around the world. Whenever someone says you need muscle to play table tennis, I'm like, hold on, let me pull out my Instagram account. See this leg? That's Zhang Jike's leg. And they're like, so while Tomokazu Harimoto's in incredible shape, Zhang Jike has been improving rapidly since Hong Kong 2 weeks ago. And if he continues in this way, he could make it quite a match, but it should be an uphill battle. We'll see. Good backhand to start. Zhang Jike got right back into play. Harimoto making it quite a point. Beautiful backhand from early on, the receive game. This one gets away from Harimoto. Funny, Zhang Jike has an intimidating factor about him in many ways. I feel like Harimoto is pretty fearless. Go behind the table. Oh, fast long serve. He's able to turn and get the forehand from the middle of the table to play wide. This is where the speed is really needed. This has always been the question with Zhang Jike. The question is, how much does he want this? And I imagine he'd want it quite a bit. After all, this is the same 14-year-old that beat Ma Long 0 just a week ago. Slows it down a little bit for a spinny backhand instead of the power on the first one. Soft flip from in near the table. Jike within 1. Now it's even watching this on TV or online, IT. Zhang Jike. After all, Jike's getting away from the table. But from just a step behind the table, he'll have one big shot. He's got the power. Right down the line. Good combination here. Table tennis. Solid forehand flip here. Harimoto also, a lot of hype being built up about his backhand. The more the world starts to watch and learn, the more they realize how strong Harimoto's backhand is. When you have a player who's a little bit slow or injured, you have to take advantage of the movement. Tries to play it behind the momentum. Short side of the table. Zhang Jike up 2 points. He is in China. Backhand rip right off the serve. in near the table, this is where he's most threatening, and he can dictate a bit with the serves. Top of the net and out. The decisions are right. He played the parallel well. Tried to hug it down the line with some side and top spin. Oh, what a backhand to finish. Clean and wide. Jang Ji-ko takes game number 1. Couldn't get a game in their last match. Takes the first one here. Their last encounter, but Jang Ji-ko, the underdog here by world ranking, takes the first game and the first point. Sports psychology, a real deal. A mental game out here, belief.
2 love.
Trying to swing around a bit, changing up his receive game. Catch me if you can. Even if we never see the Jang Ji-ko that we saw from Eve game, catch me if you can. Wow. Forehands from both sides.
4-2.
Didn't see what happened there.
Got it. 5-2.
Don't know if it'll make it into the highlights, but Jang Ji-ko right now up 5-2. He just wasn't really able to play his game or get his shots in.
7-3.
And the details of that is of Jang Ji-ko's physical condition right now.
5.
But he's moving well, handling side spins. Here's the reverse pendulum serve, a serve that Jang Ji-ko is quite familiar with delivering, and look, very much go either way.
7-10.
A big point here. Jang Ji-ko looking at a 2-0 lead if he can take one of the next few points here. Shovel serve with underspin.
8.
Rare occasion again. This is something that we saw more in the women's game that's making its way into the men's game. And he takes game number 2, a 2-0 lead. Is the Phoenix rising? Is Jang Ji-ko back on his way up? Well, he's on track right now. 2-0. We'll be back for game number 3. Harimoto versus Jang Ji-ko right after. So Jang Ji-ko to start with the serve here in game 3. I'm thinking about the preparation factor. You have a lot of video footage of Jang Ji-ko and his skills over the years than you saw last week in China, the week before in Hong Kong.
1-1.
Trying to get that backhand into play. Oh, Jang Ji-ko getting angry. Now this is a position I think Harimoto has. Big opening backhand. This is more of the Harimoto that we've seen this tournament. With Lin Gao Yuan. Ambare Harimoto, they say.
4-3.
This is an interesting point here. Once again, the combination, corner to corner. For me, this is what has to happen. Harimoto stays close to the table. His backhand in that wide forehand cornered quickly without you knowing it.
6-4.
Touch game and Jang Ji-ko back with. Inside top to Chiquita. Jang Ji-ko within 3. Oh, the big backhand. Now's the timeout. Not at 9-7. Next point.
Timeout.
Harimoto could make it 10-7. You think maybe you could save the timeout for later. I expected another 4-0 victory. Frankly, either way, but especially for me, if Harimoto... Oh, Chiquita pays off in the back arch. Getting quite...
10.
Not yet. Good placement on the receive over the table. Zhangji. Big backhand does it. Harimoto with the fist bump to back bend in the game. It is 1-2. After taking the last game by just 2 points, 11-9. Shovel serve again. Sure, you saw the way he changed the grip of his rack. Shovel serve, just a little bit different.
1-2.
Strong start and finish to the point from Zhang Jiko. 5,000 people, however many are here right now. Just watching it, it's amazing. Come to be in this game, you'd expect he'd have one. Moto. 2 games apiece, tied up. Game number 5, Tomokazu Harimoto on the receive with the momentum has tied it up. Zhang Jiko looking to turn things around, get this game for a 3-2 lead.
1-1.
Earns himself the forehand attack, turns and plays the wide one. It's really exciting to watch these backhands go at each other. Tomokazu Harimoto. Incredible backhand as well, but here Zhang Jiko takes it from over the table, creating that wide angle surprise factor. Wants to feel like just one more game, that's all I need. I can push, I can find it. Sometimes a difficult task. Beaten Ma Long. Does that mean he's better than Ma Long? Definitely not. Does he take care of himself? Give himself the best chances to represent China in 2020.
5-3.
Now this feels a bit more like game 1. Easier said than done, but you could see the hand injury. Anything else? Good placement here, good kick. The side spin making the ball bend into that elbow. Zhang Jiko with some serious trouble off the bounce. Around. Soft flip from Harimoto, he's within 1. With Luke Boliang in the corner. I can't hear anything that's being said right now. But it's interesting, when you're a celebrity at Zhang Jiko's level, you have to have security follow you to tournaments, stay in other hotels. This is to not get along with someone in the decision-making position, or who has any influence. Soft flip and move, rebalance, and then take a shot. Oh, the flat hit back. Brilliant shot. Harimoto, you can hear the smack sound on this ball. Just swats it back. This is... Ooh. Tested here. Hand to the back. Was he tucking in his shirt? Was he feeling lower back? Lead for Harimoto here in the 5th. Oh! This is the pattern. There was 1 point, and several points have been set up sort of like this, where Janjiko was behind the table by a bit, but the one time I talked about it, where Harimoto made sure he stayed pinned right at the back of the table in the blocking game. Janjiko's going to have to go cross court for Jiko to get back in.
8, 9.
Chance to tie it up. The flat one again. It's that no-spin flat shot from Harimoto that comes back into the net. Who does that? Harimoto then found himself behind the table. 2 game points for Harimoto.
10.
One saved, and the pressure continues to rise. Oh, back edge of the table.
10.
A break for Janjiko. Looking down at the court from time to time, he's stretching out his back. There was an apology. It was really fast. There it is. No questions about that. And he does it at a time to make sure that Tomokazu Harimoto can see it. Sometimes players apologize quickly and go right back. The opponent never sees the apology. Tied up here, 10-all, game number 5. Oh, the flat hit finds the net. He had him out of position. He went for the middle of the table. It's easy to second guess. Thinking if Harimoto tried to spin that wide with the forehand, it would really test the footwork of Janjiko, considering where he took that last shot from. Tough to fault Harimoto. He's made that shot 2 times successfully to win points. Game point to Janjiko. 3 in a row from down 8-10. Oh, the slow spinny one. Leaves open the forehand side. He turns the corner. A 3-2 lead for Janjiko.